Trump's AI claims about Iranian rallies receive sharp rebuttal from Tehran authorities, challenging the allegations directly. Iran's police chief delivers a firm reality check to President Donald Trump, affirming the authenticity of nationwide demonstrations. Tehran responds forcefully as war of words intensifies over U.S. accusations of artificial intelligence propaganda usage. Trump faces embarrassment from massive rallies genuinely supporting Iranian leadership as hardliners consolidate wartime strength. Iran's police chief Ahmad-Reza Radan publicly mocked U.S. President Donald Trump while staunchly defending the legitimacy of the Islamic regime. Earlier, Trump had asserted that Iran employed AI technology to fabricate or inflate images depicting pro-government rallies, questioning the authenticity of public demonstrations. During a speech addressing his supporters, Ahmad-Reza Radan rejected these accusations as utterly baseless and ineffective, framing them as misguided attempts to undermine observable realities. Ahmad-Reza Radan said, and I quote, "He has often compared your crowds to artificial intelligence. He is so ignorant that he cannot distinguish between intellect, reason, and artificial intelligence." Unquote. Radan emphasized that the impressive turnout of regime supporters reflected authentic public sentiment rather than any form of digital manipulation or artificial enhancement. This response followed Trump's specific allegation that Iran utilized AI tools to artificially amplify visuals showcasing support for the supreme leader during critical periods.
You're dealing with thugs. You're dealing with horrible people. You're dealing with people that are violent and vicious. And that's the leadership and the people right under them, their military or their police. And they've notified everybody and they put out statements that if you protest, you're going to be shot and killed. The protesters have no guns. And I know you're a brave person, but I don't think you'd be protesting. And so I think it's very hard for them to protest. I fully understand it. They said, if you protest, you will be killed. A week ago, and 2 weeks ago, they killed 32,000 protesters. At least we think the number's much higher than that. They shot and killed 32,000 protesters who were greatly enthusiastic and want to see a change because they've destroyed the country. The people that are running have destroyed the country. But think of it, they shot and killed much more than 32,000 people. Now they put out a notice 2 days ago that we're going to shoot and kill any protester. And they don't have guns, meaning the protesters, they have no guns. So I can fully understand why they're not doing it. Oh, one other thing that was AI generated, they showed about 250,000 people in a square saying how much they love Khomeini. Totally AI generated. It never took place. The media knew it didn't take place, but they built it up like they have great support. They don't have support. And that whole rally that they had 3 days ago, 4 days ago, that they said was fake. It was AI generated. AI can be very dangerous. We have to be very careful with it. But the rally, because I was actually surprised to see, because I know how much the people hate this leadership.
These exchanges occur amid escalating frictions between broadcasters and Trump regarding their handling of Iran war coverage, prompting pointed public critiques. On Truth Social, Trump alleged that Iranian footage displayed non-existent kamikaze boats, challenging the veracity of disseminated maritime attack imagery. Reuters conducted verification of images originating from Basra port, confirming depictions of Iranian boats engaging 2 fuel tankers in the contested waters. On March 14th, the U.S. Communications Commission chief issued warnings about potentially revoking licenses from news broadcasters over perceived biases. Brendan Carr cautioned broadcasters to realign their reporting on the Iran war, urging corrections to align with administration perspectives on operational realities. Trump's disputes with media outlets parallel U.S. intelligence reports shedding light on the actual outcomes of military engagements against Iran. Despite prolonged airstrikes conducted by the U.S. and Israel over recent weeks, Iran has evidently consolidated its internal authority, according to the Washington Post. Officials shared with the Washington Post that the regime appears positioned to maintain control in the short term, potentially solidifying its governance structures further. U.S. intelligence assessments projected the possible formation of a more unified state under predominant IRGC influence following any extended conflict phase. Pre-conflict briefings from U.S. intel highlighted that military operations carried low probability of achieving regime overthrow through kinetic means alone. Trump received specific notifications that the hostilities were reinforcing hardline factions within Iran rather than diminishing their positions, per Washington Post details. On the night of March 17th into the early hours of March 18th, Iran launched a series of coordinated missile strikes on Israel, describing the assault as a direct retaliation for the killing of senior Iranian leader Ali Larijani. Earlier on March 17th, Israeli officials publicly confirmed that a precise targeted strike had eliminated Iran's top security official, Ali Larijani, marking a major escalation in hostilities between the two nations. Reacting swiftly, Tehran promised what it called direct revenge for Larijani's death, warning in strong terms that Israel would soon pay a heavy and unforgettable price for the attack. As dawn approached on March 18th, Iran's military unleashed multiple warhead ballistic missiles, striking deep inside Israeli territory and demonstrating its expanding long-range capabilities. Sirens wailed across Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and several cities in central Israel through the night as waves of missiles streaked across the sky, leaving residents scrambling for shelter. Emergency response teams later confirmed the tragic deaths of a couple in Ramat Gan, who were reportedly trying to reach safety in a nearby shelter when one of the missiles struck. A major missile strike hit the Tel Aviv suburb of Ramat Gan, shattering homes and tearing through residential streets. In Ramat Gan, an elderly couple in their 70s died while trying to reach a shelter as the missiles struck nearby. In nearby Bnei Brak, falling shrapnel and debris hit crowded neighborhoods, injuring several residents. Central Tel Aviv infrastructure also took damage, with the Savador train station and nearby facilities impacted. Train services across the Tel Aviv area were halted as crews inspected tracks and worked to restore operations. Fires broke out across central Israel, with major blazes reported in Petah Tikva and Kfar Qasim following explosions. Iran's missiles used cluster-type warheads, causing widespread damage intended to overwhelm Israel's air defenses. The latest barrage also followed earlier strikes on Jerusalem area towns, leaving central Israel under continuous sirens. The intense missile barrage that struck the Tel Aviv region underscored just how vulnerable Israel still remains to Iran's expanding missile arsenal and its evolving strike capabilities. Israeli rescue agencies warned that the full scale of destruction from the overnight strikes was still becoming clear, with many damaged sites yet to be reached by emergency teams. The U.S. president appeared deeply concerned after news broke of Israel's targeted killing of Iran's powerful security chief, Ali Larijani, fearing it could spark a wider regional escalation. President Donald Trump has also started to show visible signs of war fatigue, even as Iran signals that it is preparing to step up its retaliation in response to Israel's actions.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor to have you. And we witnessed, I think you witnessed too, the Gardner brothers. Where the hell are they? They could dance. They move those legs. I never saw anything like it. But they were terrific today at the Capitol, and I know you just got to witness them. But it's really wonderful being with you. We have a lot of things happening. I spent my whole day with the Irish. And I should have been spending it with the Iranians, but that's not, in a different sense. We're doing very well, I will say. We're knocking them for a loop. They can't have a nuclear weapon, and they now understand that very strongly. But we have a great country, and we have an unbelievable military. We have the most powerful military in the world, and people see that. And I rebuilt it in my first term, and I didn't know I'd have to use it so much in my second term. But the men and women of our military, I pay them my highest love and compliments. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to welcome everyone to the beautiful White House. There's just no place like it, right? No place like it. We took a little bit of a journey, a little bit of an excursion over the last 2 weeks because we thought we had to do something about very bad people that want to have nuclear weapons. We can't allow that. They would have had it. If we didn't send the B-2 bombers in, they would have had it 7 months ago, a couple of weeks after that, and we can't let that happen. So we did a little excursion, and we're way ahead of schedule, as you probably noticed. And we've had, we knocked out their Navy, their Air Force, their anti-aircraft equipment, their radar, and their leaders. It's been amazing militarily, but it's something that had to be done. Unfortunately, I say, we don't do it with glee. But we've had a great country that's 250. We're celebrating our 250th year and continuing the custom that began with President Truman. We're delighted to host the Taoiseach, who is a great gentleman of Ireland.